Oh, wait, I'm the guy? No, I'm just kidding. What's up, Sarah? Awesome, awesome. Yeah, it's good to be alive, good to be sober, good to be breathing air in my lungs, good to not be incarcerated, good to not be laying in the gutter looking up at your shoes, judging you, you know? I'm a real alcoholic. My name's Josh Baker. Glad to be here. I use my full name in these meetings, and I realize it's a new person's meeting. But I use my full name because I'm not anonymous from you. I just protect your anonymity from them. Last time I came around, I was too anonymous in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, and you couldn't find me. I ghosted myself right on out of here. No one knew where I lived, changed my phone number, deleted and blocked everybody from social media, because you see, I have to protect my right to use. I have to. Once it goes back in, man, I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. And I've been coming around the rooms for 23 years, but I haven't been in the rooms for 23 years. And there's a huge difference. I'm going to ask all of you one simple question. Are you at an AA meeting today? Or are you in one? Are you at one? You just checking the box? I got my meeting in. Are you in one? Are you connecting? If you're connecting, I'm going to invite you to turn your cameras on. And here's why. It's not to be a weirdo. Well, I am a weirdo, but that's fine. It's besides the point. We're all a little bit weird if we ended up here, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm in good company. But here's why I say that. The eyeballs are the gateway to the soul, you know? I don't go into in-person meetings with a burlap sack on my head. Now, I do realize that there's a reason why people legitimately have their camera off. You're driving, I get it. This isn't for you. If you're one of those people, this ain't for you, all right? Or you're in witness protection, dropping off your baby at daycare, it's not for you. Or you're naked and you're cooking a hot pocket, definitely not for you, right? But everybody else, if you didn't have an excuse to have your camera off like I did when I came in here, welcome home. You see, I had 10 and a half years and then I didn't. Because this disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And I don't mean the bottle. I don't mean the drugs. I don't mean the baggie. I don't mean the booze. I don't mean the beer. I don't mean the wine. I mean me. Me. I'm alcoholism. Alcoholism lives in the brain. It doesn't live in beer. Addiction lives in people. It doesn't live in pipes. I'm always trying to fight stuff out here. But when I came back in here almost 4 years ago, I wanted nothing to do with you. It's not that you're not nice people. But I had my screen off. It was black. I had like an eggplant emoji, maybe a wing ding, a middle finger, and a couple of exclamation points. I was like, no, thank you. I've done AA. But you see, the truth is, I was just done with AA. Big difference. I'd never fully given myself to this program. I just lied to you and said that I did. For 10 and a half years, I sat in these rooms on the outskirts, thinking that I was going to fight this disease with knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge. But it doesn't matter how smart you are. You can be Einstein married up to someone from Mensa, like the island of Dr. Moreau. You can have a freaking, a professor-sized brain. You can be the smartest person on the planet. And guess what? The disease lives there in the freaking brain. I'm not going to outthink a broken brain with a broken brain. Now, I'm not one of these people that says, dumb it down, don't be smart, because that's stupid too. We don't come in here like a bunch of cavemen, you'll do whatever you want. I had to know I was one of you. If I didn't know I wasn't one of you or was one of you, I certainly wasn't going to do the damn work that you told me I should do as a suggestion. Suggestion, what a word. It's been said that in a 1939 Funk and Wagnall's dictionary, the word suggestion said a subtle command. It's actually not true. I looked it up. It's the same damn definition it is right now. But we say all sorts of things in these rooms. We say all sorts of things that are maybe AA, maybe aren't AA, maybe our opinion, maybe aren't, maybe our fact, maybe aren't. But I can tell you one thing that's a fact for me. There's no wrong way to get here. Who here has under 9 months? Go ahead and raise your little virtual hands. Make it virtual, Lambert, or else you're going to have it raised the whole time, dude. Your elbow's going to get sore. You're going to get like writer's cramp. Oh my God. Because I want you to keep them up all damn meeting. Hell, let's broaden the pool. Who has under 2 years? Keep those hands raised. Yeah, get them up, get them up, get them up, get them up. Now the other people. Yeah, there you go. Now the other people are feeling left out. Who has under 10 years? Raise your hands. Man, feel like we're at like bass and beats party. You know what I mean? All of our hands are raised. We're ready to go. All right, let's keep them up. I'm an alcoholic. I'm an addict. I'm both. This is AA, so I won't violate the fifth tradition. But I'll tell you what, I could get addicted to a handful of string cheese pretty quick. I know, because I was a big boy once upon a time. Big boy. Big old boy. Areolas the size of dinner plates. You know what I mean? I was a big boy. That's inappropriate. Someone delete that if you're recording it. I could get addicted to buying more things. I want another guitar. I got 15. Give me a 16th. Right? I get addicted to attention. I get addicted to acclaim, to applause. I get addicted to anything that I think is going to satisfy the beast. But you see, the dragon is me. It's not out here. We come here, we want to put on armor, we want to put on the mask and the the chainmail and go fight this thing out here. But if I had to fight alcoholism, I'd be stabbing myself in the eye. So it's a disease that wants me dead. It's a disease that will gladly settle for me separated, intoxicated, adulterated, unadulterated, judging Jeremy Taylor for coming unmuted just like that during the middle of an epic share. Just kidding. I know him. It's fine. Look, Sarah's like, she's like alarmed. Oh my God, you were so mean to him. I'm just playing, dude. We have fun here too. I'll tell you what, man, if this wasn't fun, I'm not coming. No, I don't mean life, because life is going to be sad. It's going to be happy, joyful, fun. Shoot, I almost said the S word. Trying to watch my language here. Life's just life. Life doesn't care whether I drink. Life doesn't care whether I drug. Life doesn't care whether I gamble my life savings away. Life doesn't care whether or not, I burn myself down to the ground. I'm an ant on an anthill, man. I can't control the weather. I can't control the outcomes. I can plan the picnic, but I don't get to plan the weather. And I used to think I did. Not in the results business anymore. Come around here, you say, Josh, you're just in the effort business, bro. Then you got to be okay with whatever happens. And let me tell you, I'm not okay when stuff happens. I throw tantrums. I get pissed. I talk smack, I'm just like, because I'm still human. AA has not granted me with this subtle sainthood that I walk around levitating 3 inches from the ground on a Care Bear cloud car, surfing on it like a hoverboard through life, man. Life is hard, period. Marked by moments of joy. So I can do it sober or I can do it drunk. But here's the rub. I will do it drunk if I don't do this. Not because your book tells me that. It does. I know it's a beginner's meeting, so we'll keep it to 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to mute that dude. There you go. But because my life experience tells me so. I had 10 and a half years. I was mowing the lawn and I was pissed off. I had a resentment. Why is my now ex-wife, there's an anti-promise, why is she making me mow the damn lawn? She should know better. I'm allergic to lawns, man. I don't want to be here. Nose dripping, eyes itching, skin flaring up, just looking like frickin' Quasimodo and a leper, And I walk into the bathroom and I open up that medicine cabinet. Any Zyrtec in there? Allegra, Claritin? Ooh, what's this? Oh, little pill bottle prescribed to my son for a broken arm. Opiates. I don't need you. Back in the medicine cabinet it goes. Walked away. Look how powerful I am. I have the control again. Hour later, went to the bathroom, stuck one down the hatch, not a second thought. 10.5 years down the drain. Well, I was pissed off at the sky mowing the lawn, pissed off at my now ex-wife mowing the lawn. See, I was allergic to the lawn, but I was also allergic to laundry. I was allergic to being a good husband. I was allergic to being a present father. I was allergic to being an honest member of Alcoholics Anonymous, where the tongue in my shoes matched the tongue in my mouth. That's what I was allergic to, because I wanted you to see me a certain way. See, I wanted to people please. And I don't use this quote all the time anymore, because a certain person who's incarcerated, I think, made it up, but it doesn't make it untrue. I don't know what the key to success is, but I know what the key to failure is. It's trying to please everybody. And oh, by the way, people pleasing is manipulation. Spin that around for a minute. You're thinking, well, what do you mean? People pleasing? I'm so giving. I'm selfless. I want everybody to. No, dude. You want them to see you a certain way, don't you? Yeah. It's still about me, baby. I'll manipulate you even when I think I'm being a good boy. You see, my perception's jacked. My perception will always lead me back to that drink. So as long as I'm here, you're going to lead me away from it. When I say you, I can't do it. I can't. Tried. If you're in this room right now and you're miserable and you're like, screw this, is this all AA has to offer? The answer is no. Just not drinking, not using, if that's all you're doing, you're missing out on 99.99 repeating bar percent of what this program has to offer you. Facts. It doesn't say in the 12th step, right? And I know we're about 1, 2, and 3, but I'm jumping around and we're just going to do this stuff. So bear with me. Having had a spiritual awakening is the result of these steps. It doesn't say having had a period of not drinking as a result of these steps, does it? No. It tells me exactly what we're going to get here, guys. We only sell one product here. It ain't Shamrock Shakes, it ain't Legos, it ain't Tinker Toys, it ain't weird yarn spun white hats, and I don't know what the hell this is. We don't sell any of those. We sell spiritual awakenings. The end. On aisle 5, on aisle 4, blue light special, spiritual awakenings. Oh, you've got a 2-for-1 spiritual experience. Perfect. And a psychic change over here at the deli. That's it. They're all synonyms. Same thing. Now, if you're like me and you came here and heard that crap for the first time, I would have been like, hell to the no. I don't want that. Really? You're telling me the answer to all my problems is to develop a relationship with the spirit of what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the new drug. It's the new drug, man. It's the new drink. Long Island Ice God, I got to drink up God, man. I got to mute MJ too. I got to snort God. I got to smoke God. I got to take it in. Because here's the reality. As blasphemous as that sounds, I need body, mind, and spirit to be involved in this thing. That's my new drug. That's it. If I don't have a replacement that isn't only sufficient, but far exceeds what I was getting from the drink and the drug, I will drink again. I will. Because that's what alcoholism does. Right? Anyone ever go to the bar thinking they're going to shoot a game of pool and have 2 pitchers of beer? Wait for traffic to die down. You can insert your own little misery or mystery in here, and now it's 4:43 in the morning. You're crawling out of some stranger's house looking for your damn socks. You can't find your keys. You got one eye closed. Everything's a haze. And you go outside and the blue hue of the morning is just starting to kiss the horizon. Oh, I did it again. You can see that dad over there with his briefcase. A little early for this. Why does he have his kid with him? He must be dropping him off at daycare. The rest of the world, the responsible world, is doing what the rest of the responsible world does. And then the birds. Remember those? Nature's alarm clock. You see, most people would hear tweet, 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 tweet. Here's what I heard. Tweet, tweet, tweet. You screwed up, Josh. Way to go. Let's do it again tomorrow. Tweet, 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 tweet. That's the best I can do. My best thinking brought me to AA, and I got to tell you, thank God for that. Sometimes I think we say that as like we're trying to be down on ourselves. My best thinking brought me to my knees. My best drinking brought me here. The answer's here whether you want it to be or not. That's the truth. These steps will work for you, whether you believe they will or not. It doesn't need your permission. That's the beauty of the recipe. You don't have to believe that chocolate chip cookies taste like chocolate chip cookies. They just effing do. This program is experiential. It's not about education. It's about living. This is not a not drinking program. This is a start frickin' living life program. That's what it is for me anyway. Because I wasn't. I was a cadaver of a face with a body like a refugee, a corn husk of a soul. I was a frickin' zombie, man. Can you even call that alive? Maybe by medical definition. But the problem is when I sobered up, I was only abstinent. I was just not drinking and not drugging no matter what. And I was the most miserable POS to be around. I punched my fist through more walls, undrunk, than I ever did blitzed out of my gourd. And instead of changing the behavior and working the steps and doing the program, you know what I did? I hung a picture over it. And when I ran out of pictures, I taught myself how to drywall. Problem solved. I don't live that way today. I haven't put my fist through walls in a long time. You know? I'm not an angry, violent, sad, morose, melancholy, frickin' Googling if I should use a necktie or a belt with a knot over it, over the bedroom door type of guy anymore. And if you know what I'm talking about, then I feel bad for you. And good for you. Because the reality is, this way of life is just better, dude. The end. Want some poetic Elizabethan picture to paint? I'm not going to give you one. It's just better. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. I'm not getting any gold stars for coming to a meeting today. None of us are. There's no wrong way to get here. I alluded to that before my ADD took us down some weird rocky road about birds and nudity and picking up socks from strangers' houses. Law, liver, lover, livelihood, llama, fur, Liechtenstein, lollipop, Lambert, pick an L word. There's no wrong way to get to Alcoholics Anonymous. Your wife asked you to come. Your husband, your boyfriend, your brother, your sister, your dog trainer, your roommate, the gas station attendant, doesn't matter. The cops, doesn't matter. The judge, doesn't matter. Don't think you're less than if you've got a court card being signed, because I'm here to tell you, if most people that just waltzed in, oh, I think today I'm going to get sober, doesn't happen. Something had to happen to get us here, right? Because if life was going so good, I never would have found you. But my ego wants me to take credit for the best thing I did was I brought myself to... Did you bring yourself, Josh? No. You brought yourself to your knees. And then AA brought me back down to my knees to learn how to pray, to learn how to turn stuff over to not me. Step 1, I'm screwed. Step 2, I think this might work. Step 3, I guess I'll give it a try. Now that's a pretty Fisher-Price Play-Doh version of the steps. But I can tell you, I believe most people do a 1, 2, and 3 before they walk through the threshold of their first meeting, or else why the hell are you here? If you still think you can do it, why the hell are you here? I don't care if the judge doesn't think you can do it. That's still an excuse. Man, I wanted to come in here. I wanted to badmouth this solution. I wanted to dispel it and white papers and it's a bunch of psychobabble and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the world's most classy brainwashing. My brain needed some frickin' washing. I'm a dirty, dirty boy, and I'm a sicko when I drink, man. But the sad thing is my alcoholism doesn't really show up until I'm not drinking. And if you're confused by that, let me explain. Booze was the medicine. The medicine stopped working. The problem with the medicine is when I put it in my body, I can't stop taking the medicine and it becomes very problematic. But I'm taking the medicine to solve the problem of Josh. That's why when I come here and I'm not doing the program and I'm not drinking, I'm so miserable and I'm suicidal and I'm homicidal and I'm genocidal and I'm herbicidal and I'm spermicidal and I'm American Idol and I'm anything else down that center but sober. Sobriety is about a state of mind. It's about a change of perspective. It is not about just not drinking, because that's a death sentence for a boy like me. You take away my medicine and there's no new medicine, I'm a dead man. I need new medicine. That's what you folks have given me. This is a spiritual pharmacy. One prescription, one day at a time. Sometimes 1 hour at a time. Sometimes one eyelash at a time. But we do this anyway. We do this whether I want to be here or not. We do this whether or not my ex-wife took me to court on some stuff. You know, we do this whether or not my kid is like, I don't want to stay the night at your house this weekend, Dad. We do this anyway. Because my answer is to not think about me. When I'm thinking of Sarah B, when I'm thinking of Nate, star with double R's. Double R's your new nickname, by the way. And I don't mean Reading Railroad. Emily D, right? Lambert, not a sheepish lion, a man among men, right? And if you understood that, what I just said to him, you're probably old like me too. Look up Lambert, the sheepish lion, damn it. That's your AA homework. No, and that's the other thing. We don't tell each other what to do around here. Oh, God, dude. Look how many cameras are still off. Case in point. It was a test. Because I have the other ADD, alcoholic defiant disorder. Don't tell me what to do, bro. Don't you make me do it. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna be the exception to the rule. I'm that one person. You know how many people here have thought they're the exception to the rule? Everybody in this room. Guaranteed. At least in a fleeting moment or for an extended period of time. I'm going to do this differently. I probably don't need to do all that stuff and like traditions and God, what the hell is this, college? No, I'm just going to come in here, make some friends, feel good, right? It'll work for a while. And then I won't. And I hope you make it back. If you're a real one. How am I doing on time there, sister? Probably getting pretty close. 8 minutes, damn, this would be the best 8 minutes of your life. You ready for the Ocho presentation? Hold on. I gotta wet my whistle. Point is this. I've never drank like a gentleman a day in my life. When I found alcohol, it changed me. Switch went on. All of a sudden, I was like, wow, are these the vitamins I've been missing as a young boy? You took Pinocchio, you dipped him in skin, and you kicked his ass out the door and said, go on. I was no longer the kid that had been molested. I was no longer the kid that, was less than, had moved around 13 different times, was a Navy brat, blah, 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 wah, wah, wah. And I'm not diminishing any of that stuff because we all have trauma that we own, legitimate trauma, and I realized the word trauma ain't in the 1939 Big Book. But here's the reality. There's a lot of stuff that ain't in the 1939 Big Book, like all the flavors of Otter Pops. You know what I mean? Those things didn't make me an alcoholic, though. But boy, they caused me to get thirstier at a younger age. I think I always would have found that true north. I think I always would have found the booze. I think I always would have found what it was that I was seeking to feel different. To just feel okay with not feeling okay. And guess what AA gives me today? The ability to be okay when I'm not okay. Imagine that. What I've been seeking all along was right here. Alcoholics Anonymous gives me slowly what the booze, when it worked, used to do for me quickly. Facts. If you've got a problem with the word God in the book, that's not the God we're talking about. If you take one thing away from today, write that one down and tattoo it on your eyelids backwards so you can read it in a mirror while you're standing on your head. That doesn't matter. It's of your own understanding. Even misunderstanding is an understanding, right? I understand that I know nothing about nuclear physics. I understand that I know absolutely nothing about it. I understand that today I know nothing about God or a higher power or spiritual experience, and that's the sweet spot, baby. That's where I want to live. Because the second I understand it, it ain't freaking big enough. The second I can box it in, I just marionette in that thing, you know? My buddy always likes to say, you know, don't tell God how big your problems are. Tell your problem how big your God is. And if it ain't big enough, do the work. You know, steps 10, 11, and 12, not 1, 2, and 3. See, I'm defiant. I talk about whatever I want, right? Steps 10, 11, and 12, when we get there, they're maintenance steps. But here's the beauty for the new folks. I was told under my lineage that you can do any step with a 1 in front of it, right when you come through the door. 1, 10, 11, 12, real simple. 1, I'm screwed. I take sponsees through 2 and 3. I take them through 1, 2, and 3 in about 22 minutes flat and launch them into 4. That's the way I do it. Some people do a written first step. Awesome. Like zero judgment. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. I used to have opinions about that stuff. You know, I'd pull out like a 1946 red book and, oh, this was originally going to be the 12 and 12 until Bill squashed it, but then Bob died. Yeah, dude, nobody cares. Unless you're trying to be an AA attorney or a frickin' be on the AA History Channel, which doesn't exist yet, although it's a pretty good idea. I better write that down before one of you steal it. It doesn't matter. It's a program of the heart. We learn here. It's experiential. Sarah B., I'm going to ask you a question. What's a rose smell like? Go ahead and just unmute. Oh my God, that's actually the best fucking answer. Okay, you screwed it up because that's a really good one. Let's try again. What does mint chocolate chip ice cream taste like? This is the only time the 2 perfect answers have come out. All right, well, let me tell you where I was going to go with it. Dude, you've already won. The point is, this program's experiential. I'm not going to be able to describe to you. I'm like the Helen Keller of sobriety, bro. Too soon to talk about Helen Keller? I can't taste or touch or smell or feel, like none of that stuff, man. None of it until I experience it. You know? I'll try my best to explain it. It's a little sweet, it's a little sour. What's sweet and sour, right? The program's experiential. The spiritual experience is why it's called experience, not the spiritual knowledge. I'm going to wrap it up with this because I'm sick of looking at my baby blue freaking jacket and this little flashback. I'll tell you this. If you're in your first 30 days, hell, if you're in your first 30 years, I hope you hear something that keeps you coming back. But if you're in your last 30 days, like I was when I was mowing the lawn, and I could have sworn a stack of Bibles and been hooked up to a lie detector test and probably passed and not thought that I was going to use moments later, I hope you in particular, you, here's something that convinces you to stay. Thanks a lot, guys. That's enough for me.